Hello everybody, it's Precious Pioneer and welcome back to my YouTube channel, the channel where we talk about food and lifestyle. If you're new, welcome. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button below. That really helps to support me in the creation of these videos. But without further ado, today we're going to be talking about why exactly we lose our motivation. I know that we have so many dreams and aspirations to accomplish all these different things, but with each blessing in our life comes with more responsibility and more hard work. Motivation is one of those things that comes and goes, but what can we do when we lose it, and what can we do to sustain it over long periods of time? Answering the first question, we tend to lose motivation because we're bored with the routine that we're in. Doing the same things every single day, developing a very boring and stagnant routine, whether that's going to school or going to work, eventually we start to avoid that task that we're doing or avoid giving it our all because we kind of get bored with the day-to-day sort of upkeep of our jobs and different things like that. The second reason why we lose motivation is because we feel like we're not contributing and what we do isn't making a general impact. Me personally, I used to feel this at my old job, where basically I would work really hard, and no matter what new ideas I brought to the table or different things that I inspired to do to get a promotion or all these different things for the betterment of my occupation, like there was nothing that I could do to level up in the process or to have any of my ideas taken seriously to be executed for the betterment of like the work environment. And so eventually I had to move on. But sometimes when we feel like our contribution isn't actually impacting the place that we're working at or our dreams, sometimes we lose motivation because we put in all this effort and we feel like we put our heart into it and it's not getting recognized or rewarded. The third thing is not being satisfied in what you've already done. Perfectionism is like already a bad quality to have because no matter how hard you try, you cannot be perfect in every single thing that you do. So the idea of being a perfectionist is already doomed to fail. But having those qualities and putting in all this work and making these tweaks and all these different things can only get you so far. Eventually you're just gonna have to work hard but do your best. You can only offer your best and then you have to just let it go. For my creatives out there, they often say that a project is never finished, or ever complete. It's just a million different tweaks that we can do over the course of X amount of time, but eventually you just got to turn it in and projects are just going to be left undone, as an artist would say or something like that. So just keep that in mind. That's another reason why we tend to lose motivation with our projects and things like that. We just want everything to be perfect and every detail to be exactly how we want it, but that's just not realistic. So that's definitely something to look out for. The next thing is comparing yourself to others. The quickest way to stop progress is to compare yourself to others. I always say that whatever is meant for you will always be for you. So while you're looking at everybody's lane and seeing what everybody else is doing, then that just slows you down on what you're working on and what you're trying to accomplish. So whatever goal that you're trying to accomplish, a lot of the motivation will be sucked out if you see that your friends are like way ahead of you in certain things. But maybe you're just supposed to be right where you're at and growing slowly because you can develop better skills in certain things. I feel like everybody's timing is different, and so I think comparison really just doesn't help your case at all. So definitely consider that. If you feel like you're lacking motivation, just focus on whatever you're doing and focus on where your feet are headed down your path, because you won't get tripped up and you won't get caught up with keeping with the Joneses and things like that. So that's definitely one of the biggest factors. I think it's very easy nowadays with social media to compare what your friends are doing and all these on Twitter retweeting and all these different things. Just focus on what you're doing and just trust that it's the right thing and you're going at your own pace. So the top 3 things that demotivate us is the feeling of 1, lacking purpose, 2, setting unrealistic goals. I have a video actually on creating a proper goal that actually means something. I'll leave it up here somewhere. But 2 is definitely setting unrealistic goals that don't have any value in your life, but you want to accomplish them anyway for some reason. Keeping good goals requires a really good checking in of self. The third thing is the feeling of trying to please everybody. Sometimes the best things to figure out your purpose and to reach certain goals in your life is to figure out what exactly you can accomplish and doing the very best that you can. So that's not burning out trying to keep up with everybody else. That's not filling your life with distractions, knowing that you should be doing something else, procrastinating, being unmotivated because of the list that I mentioned before. So these 3 things give you that feeling that really leads to a lot of unmotivated tactics. That being said, the four main ways to help sustain motivation over a long period of time are 1, to identify your purpose purpose and define your why. You have to figure out why you do almost anything in life, or else you're constantly going to be unmotivated. Once you figure out, I go to work because I work at this really crappy job because I really want to save money to fulfill my passion in X, Y, and Z. I'm studying in school and trusting and all these different things so I can have a degree to save people's lives as a doctor. You have to figure out why exactly you're doing what you're doing, and that will always be your key motivation for anything. Whether that's budgeting money and cooking more so you can spend less money eating out, all these different things, you have to be able to identify why you put yourself through certain trials and tribulations, or else it will just seem like trials and tribulations, like you're inserting a problem that really doesn't need to be there. You know, problems always have a light at the end of the tunnel. They have a purpose, and so identifying that purpose is so incredibly crucial to keeping that motivation and that little sliver of hope as you go through those adversities in your life. The second thing is to set measurable goals. No problem is supposed to be there forever. So reaching a goal and grinding and all these different things will take a certain amount of time, but it should not be forever, or else that's the quickest way to really demotivate you. If you have to like go through all this pain for an incredibly long amount of time with no unforeseeable future, then yeah, that's going to really demotivate you. But if you're like, okay, so I'm going to do this for 3 months, I'm going to do this for 6 months, or I'm going to try to do this for a year, it really puts a measure and a timestamp on that goal so you can measure it, you can see how you're doing, you can check your progress. And progress, they always say for like, especially like weight loss or whatever, that progress and results is the biggest motivator, because like suddenly you lost all this weight and then suddenly you want to work harder and all these different things are how you feel. Progress is a really good sign to like motivate you throughout the steps that you're going to take following your goals and your passions. Number 3 is to set goals that require you to be ambitious. Careful, I didn't say like burnout, you know, that you're working so hard that you just want to like quit for forever. Having ambitious goals can kind of really inspire you. Set bigger goals that inspire you to be better. I think that's one of the biggest things. Like, I think having the faith to believe in yourself and your own dream when nobody else probably may believe you or be on this journey with you is so incredible, and you've learned a lot about yourself throughout the way. A lot of my friends who have run marathons could never have thought that they would have completed such a thing, but having that passion within themselves, setting something so ambitious that they couldn't even imagine them finishing, but yet dedicating the time to train and work on their bodies and learn the discipline and the mindset to get through that is really powerful. So you can apply that sort of testimony to any sort of aspect in your life and really set ambitious goals that put you out of your comfort zone and push you to be better. I think that can be a really powerful thing, and that really helps to motivate you because you don't think that you can do it, but at the same time you're training so that you can. And once you accomplish it, you know that if you can accomplish something that was so far uphill and you got to the other side, that will only make you stronger and only so much better for the next goal that you're trying to reach, and they'll just get bigger and better each time. Number 4 is to think past your goals and how they impact you individually. Think about how your goals and ambitions impact others. I think that's one of the most motivating things, when you know that whatever you're contributing towards, it helps the betterment of everybody else. Something that really inspired me, you know, I work in the restaurant industry, and when I was a pastry chef, you know, my goal was to have the most beautiful pastries in the display case, and that was just my goal because I knew that people who came into our restaurant, to our winery, who celebrated their birthday and their anniversary and all these special events and moments in their life, like I didn't want to give them a crappy looking cake or a chocolate pastry. I want them to have the most beautiful experience with them that they can take pictures and send home to their grandparents, all these different things. I wanted them to really enjoy that moment. And so thinking about my goal and how I could be better in the desserts and pastries that I was making and how that contributed to other people around who were going to buy them or celebrate with them, that really inspired me to do the best that I can. And so sometimes when you put your goals on other people and see how your goals can impact other people, it kind of motivates you to be better, to want to be the best that you can be in whatever that you're trying to reach. And so that's my 4th thing. Think about how your goals impact other people. So just a quick recap on how to stay motivated. Make sure that you find value in yourself. Be careful about the way that you speak to yourself when you're setting these different goals. Self-affirmations are really important, of the I can do it, even the yes poses. If you don't know what those are, TED Talks are great. The yes poses of like, I can do it, to it. They really actually and scientifically have been proven that they actually make an impact on our mood and how we view ourselves to actually accomplish these goals. Sometimes they can seem like it's an uphill battle and a little bit of overwhelming, but the way that you see yourself and how you see that you can do and envision it for yourself really plays a big impact and can actually help you to reach those goals, because it all starts with your mind. The second thing is to deeply understand your why. Your why is so important on why you do anything. That's kind of punny, but contribute into why we want to put so much effort towards something, and it reminds us to have that motivation and encourage us to pursue things even when it's difficult and even when we don't want to. Sometimes our feelings can go on the back burner when we develop that discipline by looking at our motivation and using it to push us forward even when times get a little bit tough. The third thing is going back to the second thing a little bit, is to define your why. Once you figure out that motivation, definitely write it down, tell people about it. That way when you feel at a loss and you have a darker side of the day, you have those people and you have that written out so you can look to it and refer back to it. It doesn't have to be deep and philosophical of why do I want to live today, I guess, and all these different things. It can be something as simple as I just want to be better, I just want to be a better person, or I just want to develop my character. It can be something as plain as that. Whatever your reason is, deeply define it and then address it and write it down. The next thing is you are who you surround yourself with. I know that there's so many different experiments of like the 10 different people and how one person can be impacted. You kind of slowly become everybody in that group, but that also applies to your goal setting and your lifestyle and all these different things. So if you're trying to accomplish, let's say, a weight loss goal, make sure that you surround yourself with a supporting group of people who are going to help you accomplishment. You don't want to usually stick to your old habits and your old ways, so definitely try to expand more into people who correspond with your new lifestyle that you're trying to achieve, help to empower you. So be careful who you surround yourself with, and then also it's kind of exciting because now you can transition into who you want to be and surround yourself with people like that. The next thing is to be healthy and to be patient. This is actually kind of overlooked a lot, but when it comes to your motivation and any sort of goal setting that you're looking for, definitely make sure that you're getting enough sleep and that you're healthy, like your mind, body, and spirit. Sometimes when we're restless and grumpy, it's not that we're lazy that day, maybe we're just tired, and those are really incredible factors. Maybe we're not reaching our 110% because physically we don't feel good, or maybe we're just mentally drained and we're very exhausted. Learn to read your body and understand, like, some days where you need a break, maybe you've been working out way too hard, and the next day give yourself a rest day if your body needs it. It's important to listen to those social cues within yourself and that will help motivate you in the future, because if you're well rested and you're feeling 100%, then you can give 100%, and that's really important too. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed it and you got some value out of it. If you did, then go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. That just really helps to support me. But thank you guys so much again. I have new videos every single week, so if you're interested, go ahead and hit subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye bye.